Deputy Smith.
Okay, I want to come back on what Deputy Dooley said about the ultimate aim of this is to impact on the industries who are responsible for the most emissions. And he makes a very interesting thesis that sounds very plausible and very it would be great now if this could work and we get the likes of Glanbia and Goodman and ExxonMobil and all of the global corporations to have to pay more towards carbon emissions. That would be ring-fenced to help poor people change their behaviour. It's a great thesis you have there, but there's no empirical evidence for it anywhere in the world. And this is the problem I have. This committee allowed to be dropped into the middle of it an ERSI stroke climate action report on why carbon tax must be increased to €80. It's quoted in your amendment. And did not allow any counter-evidence, didn't allow the time for the counter-evidence, and there's plenty of it. There is no evidence to back up your claim that this would be passed on to the global emissions of the dirtiest industries in the world. None evidence whatsoever. This is being passed on to ordinary people, and that's it. End of story. That's why I say you can have any colour car you want as long as it's black. That's what's going on here, and nothing else. Look, I do want my motion decoupled, and I'll just go back to the original text that I put in I put it in paragraph 4 in the original chapter on financing climate change. I requested that the Government commission a comprehensive inquiry into the extent, nature of fuel poverty across all cohorts of the population and the short, medium and long-term impact of the increased carbon tax on all cohorts prior to taking a decision on carbon taxation. And I don't believe this motion goes anywhere near it because it's a play with words. I have to hats off to Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and everybody else. They're brilliant with the words. I hope I learn the skills someday to throw back at you because
you don't need any help there. You don't need any help throwing it back.
I'll tell you what you're doing here is, in view of the above, the yellowed paragraph that you have towards the end, the Minister for Finance should set out a carbon price trajectory that rises to 80 tonne per year, and this should only be implemented when an evidence-based plan is in place to increase supports. Not the increased supports are in place, but the plan is in place. That's what the words say. Put the plan in place, then put on the carbon tax. It doesn't say when you put in the supports and the incentives. It's very smart, and I don't swallow it. And I hope nobody in the gallery or out there swallows it either. It is, again, as I say, the one measure that this committee will be renowned for. Don't think of even touching the global corporations. Don't think about free public transport. For God's sake, you'd be nuts. Don't even think of increasing the amount of money we spend on public transport. Don't go near agribusiness or Larry Goodman or Glanbia, but by God, go after every man, woman and child in the country and put more tax on them. That's what you're doing.
My final speaker.